Hey, what's going on, friends? It's Nomad Brad here, and today we're going to do a little box truck tour. Now, I want to warn you, the truck isn't complete. I would estimate the conversion is about 80% complete, but I am doing some traveling. I'm going to be out on the road and making some kind of day in the life content videos. So I wanted to just go ahead and do a quick tour and show you guys where I'm at so far. I've been putting in a ton of work over the last 6 months, and you guys have been watching and supporting, and I really appreciate it. So right now I'm going to break down the build, show you guys what I'm working with, and hopefully answer a lot of your questions. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, the first thing that I want to just get out of the way is a little detail about the truck. It is a 2007 Ford E450 Econoline. It has the gas engine. It's the 6.7 liter V10 engine. I just drove over 1,000 miles in it, and as it's currently built out, I'm getting about 9.1 miles per gallon. Now, when I purchased the vehicle, it initially had about 120,000 miles, and I'm currently up to about 126. And so let's go ahead and dive in to the tour. So the truck did start off as a retired Uhaul rental. This was the 12-foot box. The first thing that I did is I went ahead and converted the rear roll-up door into a standard man entry door. And that just makes it a lot more practical for daily getting in and out, to be able to just pop right up inside rather than having to slide the rolling door up and down. And then additionally, you can see back here, I also installed a air conditioner. This is the ductless mini split style air conditioner. It's a 12,000 BTU unit. Moving on to the other side, there is a shore power connector right at the rear of the van. This is a 30 amp plug, and it goes directly into my inverter charger. And then right up front here, I have a freshwater fill, and that connects directly to my 30-gallon freshwater tank, which is located inside. Now let's go ahead and talk about what's going on up on the roof. Please ignore the wire mess right in the center there, but this area will soon be covered up by a rooftop deck. In the meantime, I do have 4 320-watt solar panels, providing me about 1,200 watts of energy. And the solar panel installation is actually really cool. I have a whole separate video that explains how I created a little rack for the panels, and I'm actually connecting them with nothing but VHB tape. I didn't have to drill any holes into the roof or screw in anything to my aluminum sheeting. So check out my video if you want to see how I built this rack, but so far it's been a great piece. Let's go ahead and just start out with what everyone wants to see, the interior. I'm just going to give you guys kind of a slow pan so you can see what everything looks like, take it all in. That corner right there, that's the part that's unfinished. That's going to be a wet bath, but it's not quite yet. So I'm super proud of how this sink station turned out, especially this light up mirror. I've seen those quite a bit online, and even in Planet Fitness, they have them at the bathrooms, and I thought, man, I really want one for the van. So this one's cool. You can change the color temperature, adjust the brightness, and my favorite thing about it is it plugs in to just a 12-volt adapter. So it's not a big 110-volt model, super van life friendly, super low battery consumption. And then kind of moving on here, I have a weather station that I installed so I can check temperature and humidity outside and inside the van. And of course, what good is an air conditioner without a remote control? Moving on down, it's got the big stainless sink. Everyone's got those now, but I went for the big style. I think this one's 30 inches wide. It's got the cutting board that drops in. It's got this little drip tray, which is really nice. You can set your dishes on it, let them dry. The sink, I decided to go ahead and do a water pump on this unit, and I got a sink that has the pull-out sprayer, which is really nice for cleaning out all the stuff that accumulates inside. Moving on down, I put a couple hooks up, one for my keys. I got these cool little switches. Instead of the black plastic switches, I found these aluminum ones on Amazon, which I thought were really cool. There's a picture of Lucy Bear, my dog. She passed away a couple months ago. Now down underneath, you can see some of the plumbing connections, my water pump and whatnot. And man, this thing has a ton of cabinet space. I decided to use sliding drawers instead of traditional open out style. I've been super happy with it so far. The ceiling has 2 inches of rigid insulation underneath this white panel board, which has done a great job of keeping the temperatures comfortable inside. Now, I do a lot of cooking in my van, and I cook a lot of meat. So I wanted a real stainless steel exhaust hood, and that's what this is. It has 3 fan speeds and LED lights. Underneath the hood, I have this tempered glass photograph. It's a beautiful piece of art, but also it acts as a splatter screen, so when I'm cooking and grease splashes up, it's easy to just wipe clean with a damp rag. Moving on down, I have this dual burner induction cooktop. I absolutely love it. It just charges with power from the sun. No need to buy propane or anything like that. It's got all kinds of speeds and temperature settings, and it's just really a nice unit. Now dropping down below, let's take a look at the electrical system. I went with an all-in-one unit from SunGold Power. It's a 3000 watt 24 volt power inverter. It's an MPPT charge controller, and also it hooks up directly to shore power. I also installed a few outlets over to the side and real circuit breakers this time. So all the power loads are protected and then easily disconnected from the system as well. Super happy with how all that works. I have, of course, a battery shut-off switch, and then I have a step-down transformer which takes my 24 volt battery power and drops it down to 12 volts to run the refrigerator, the water pump, and other 12 volt devices. Now for battery power, I do have two 200 amp hour 12 volt batteries. They're hooked up in a 24 volt configuration, giving me about 5,000 kilowatt hours of power. On the right hand side here under this slider, I have shoe storage, which I think is pretty clever. Just an easy way to tuck away your shoes. Also an extension cord that I can pull out and I can use for my vacuum or whatever device that I have that I need a little extra length and power. For now, I have temporary storage cubbies. These are Cydio crates. It's just got miscellaneous electronics. The orange ones on the right, that has different food items and cooking gadgets in them. Now, eventually, these will all be, permanent wooden slide-out drawers. But for now, I'm just using these storage crates. Everything works really well. And, with van life, you don't really end up needing that much stuff. Moving over to the fridge, this is the Mr. Frozen. It's kind of an obscure refrigerator. I did a lot of hunting on Google to find it. It is a true 12 volt fridge with a freezer. It's very spacious. I think it's 3.1 cubic feet, I believe. Lots of room for all my goodies. I've been super happy with it. It's only like I think a $600 fridge, so it's pretty affordable for an upright fridge. It's also a lot bigger than most of the Dometic 12 volt fridges. So I've been pretty happy with it so far. The freezer does frost up, and I do end up having to drain it every, few months, which is kind of a pain, but that's just what it is. It also has a locking key to secure it in place while you're driving. For the windows, I decided to go with the emergency exit style windows. These are the ones that swing out. They have this little lever you pop up and then you push them out and you can lock them open. The reason I went for this style is because you can have them open when it's raining. In my last build, I had the traditional slider windows and the littlest amount of rain would blow inside and get everything wet. I've left these open during huge rainstorms and haven't had any issues with water coming in. Now moving over to the cab over section, I did put in a closet in the corner. I really like to be able to hang up my shirts. So put in a short closet. Got a couple extra shirts in there, a hat, got some sweatshirts going on. And then eventually this other space to the right surrounding the air conditioner, this will be a full built-in cabinet system. But as for right now, I'm just kind of stacking everything loose on the top. And then I got these cubes off Amazon for clothing. It's a great way to have everything organized but tucked away and look nice and clean. This side I have basically folded up shorts and then also pants. And then moving over to the right side, I have the bottom cubby here that has all my t-shirts in it. I have them folded and then rolled up, and so they stay fairly wrinkle-free, as wrinkle-free as you expect for van life. And then this top cubby, I have socks and underwear. So it's a great way to have everything organized, and it's just super simple to reach in, just grab what you need, pair of socks, pair of underwear, t-shirt, whatever it is, and just hit the road. Give you guys a little shot here. There's the pass-through. It goes up into the cab. I always want to have a way that I can get from my sleeping area to the driver's seat without having to go outside. So I installed this pass-through, and you guys get a little shot of the cab area. I'm filming this van tour at a Planet Fitness. There's a couple people hanging out outside, but just kind of give you a view of the cab of the van. Definitely love the cab of the Econoline. It's a really comfortable ride, and really enjoy driving that style cab. I have a separate video on the install of this pass-through door if you guys are curious about how I did it. And now I'll do a little breakdown of the bed bench combo. Really happy with it so far. I basically took an 8-inch full-size memory foam mattress and I just cut it into quarters. And then I got 2 full-size fitted sheets and I put one over each of the 2 cushions. And so that way you can easily just slide the cushions down, make it into the bed configuration, or fold the cushions up, make it into a bench configuration. It doesn't take very long at all to make that happen. And then also you can do a half kind of in between setup that I do sometimes with like a little lounging day bed. So you can go ahead and use the bench just in a regular situation, but then also you can throw a pillow up and just kind of have this little lounger and hang out, work on the laptop, you know, do whatever. So definitely like the bed bench conversion, and the mattress has been super comfortable, super soft. I'll just show you guys really quick underneath. I have a 30-gallon fresh water on the right hand side there, and then some other just miscellaneous storage, battery charger and a watermelon. On the left here I have a diesel heater as well as just some other storage items down under there. So a little bit of storage under the bed, and pretty happy with how that turned out. So that's pretty much it for the build as it is right now. This whole area right here, this is all going to get built out. There's going to be a wet bath right here where that yellow and black tote is. I'm going to have a full shower and a toilet in there. It'll have walls on each side and then cabinets to the left and cabinets above as well. So definitely going to help with the build out, having even more storage. And man, that's about it, guys. I appreciate you hanging with me, seeing a nice progress update on the van. And now I'm going to hit the road and head to New Mexico. And I appreciate you guys coming along with me. And I'll see you in the next video.